Hello, Cancer, and welcome to Ultra Instinct Tarot. My name is Andres, and I will be taking care of you for this reading. So I will be receiving the help from these homies. I absolutely love the way they talk about things. So the whole point is to learn the ways of Ultra Instinct. So we're just gonna go ahead and get started. And we're starting with the 7 of Wands. That guy looks angry, Cancer. Are you something making you angry? So we are in the 7 of Wands. So in the Tree of Life, we are over here. We're pretty far down the tree into the Sphere of Victory. So Wands is all about fire and your will, and when you go forth for something and eventually you will start, getting some resistance, and sometimes you're gonna need to beat that resistance. Take a stand. Challenges. Defending one's beliefs. Persistence. Interesting. So you're having to defend yourself, Cancer, which is what being Cancer is all about. It's that crab hard shell that protects the soft, vulnerable, gooey insides. So the Fool may find herself attacked from all sides and must take a stand to defend herself. Attaining and maintaining success are two different beasts. Others may vie for her position, and she may be defensive and on edge. This card may also be a call to stand with one's principles, even when others are critical. She must maintain her higher ground, regardless of whether others are playing dirty. Be prepared and alert. Let's see what it's paired with. And it's paired with the Ace of Wands, which is the total of will. So this is in the crown. This is home. This is the God, where God would live. Where all of this goes back into one, and that's what this is for. Fire, for will, for I am here. All might. So is that what you're struggling with? Is being, look in the mirror. Look at yourself. And if you've never seen My Hero Academia, All Might, his whole catchphrase is I am here. He's there to save the day. Everything is fine because he presented himself. He is there. He is there. He's not hiding. He is coming out from the nothing, saying I am here. Let's keep going. Schizophrenia, the 2 of Swords. So there is a fight. As you can see, he's struggling to let go. So you are defending yourself. Maybe from yourself? The person on this card brings a new twist to the old idea of getting stuck between a rock and a hard place. But we are in precisely this sort of situation, when we get stuck in the indecisive and dualistic aspect of the mind. So you're having to defend yourself from the mind. The mind isn't allowing you to be. Should I let my arms go and fall head first, or let my legs go and fall feet first? Should I go here or there? Should I say yes or no? And whatever decision we make, we will always wonder if we should have decided the other way. The only way out of this dilemma is, unfortunately, to let go of both at once. You can't work your way out of this one by solving it, making lists of pros and cons, or in any way working it out with your mind. Better to follow your heart if you can find it. If you can't find it, just jump. Your heart will start beating so fast there will be no mistake about where it is. Okay, so this reminds me of if you're ever indecisive, because I'm also, kind of anxious and very indecisive, because, I mean, you got to pick the right one, you got to pick the perfect outcome, and so, but you get stuck thinking of so many different scenarios that you start making up scenarios that are even not possible or not likely, but since there is that small chance of it being likely, it's still possible, so you got to think about it, but it's just hard to get out of. So when you're being indecisive about two things, cut it down to two things, and then you flip a coin, and while it's going, usually when it lands, you're gonna be either disappointed of whatever the outcome was, or you might be like, get a little excited. And so instead of paying attention to the outcome, pay attention to how you feel about the outcome. And no matter what lands, if you are, if you feel excited about what came out, then follow that. And if you feel a little disappointed, then don't do that and do the opposite one instead, because that's your body telling you, hey, this is where we want to go. So for that jumping, I would like you to use a coin. And don't rely on the coin specifically, rely on how you react to the outcome of the coin. And I think that'll help, because if you just use the coin, then you're just still going to be indecisive. You're just letting someone else choose, you're letting the coin choose. But ultimately, you want to get rid of that indecisiveness, and eventually just choose. And it's not bad to think about all these possible outcomes. It's honestly a good thing to prepare, but to over prepare, and then stop being in the moment and start, then you're stuck in your head and then you can't move. That's like the extreme. And look at this guy. This guy isn't worried. He chose the outcome that he likes. Look at that. He's having a good time. Abundance sounds nice. But it sounds like the abundance will come from you feeling out your possibilities, your outcomes, your choices. It'll lead you to feeling like this instead of feeling like you're about to fall no matter what you do. Let's see. So this is of rainbows. So this is the pentacles. This is the King of Pentacles. So this guy's in control of his abundance. This is the masculinity side of Pentacles, which is like material stuff you can see. So like including money, but including everything else that you can see. So this Dionysian character is the very picture of a whole man. A Zorba the Buddha who can drink wine, dance on the beach, and sing in the rain, and at the same time enjoy the depths of understanding and wisdom that belong to the sage. So yeah, at the same time, he's having fun. He's drinking wine, he's on the beach, he's singing in the rain, but at the same time, he understands what's going on. He's not like a page, he's not like a baby that doesn't understand. They're just exploring and living life that way. This guy went through the hard stuff and then still is deciding to be like that kid. In one hand he holds a lotus, showing that he respects and contains within himself the grace of the feminine. His exposed chest and open heart and relaxed belly show that he is at home with his masculinity as well, utterly self-contained. The four elements of earth, fire, water, and sky all conjunct at the King of Rainbows, who sits atop the book of the wisdom of life. If You are a woman. The king of rainbows brings the support of your own male energies into your life. A union within the soulmate within. For man, this card represents a time of breaking through the conventional male stereotypes and allowing the fullness of the whole human being to shine forth. In the East, people have condemned the body, condemned matter, called matter illusory Maya. It does not really exist. It only appears to exist. So kind of like everything on the internet. I mean, we can see it on our screens, but like, where is all that stuff? Has no physical, it doesn't, it doesn't take up like a physical space except for all the like storage stuff, but those aren't it. It's just more internet. It's like the internet is real. I mean, obviously we all get on the internet, but at the same time it's not real because like I can't really touch the internet with my hands. They denied the world, and that is the reason for the East remaining poor, sick, and starvation. Half of humanity has been accepting the inner world but denying the outer world. The other half of humanity has been accepting the material world and denying the inner world. So that sounds like the defending the struggling that's been going on with your will. Just like that. Oh, my dog wants inside. Hi, baby. Hi. Hi, Lunita. Hi. Nice, my dog just came in the room. So yeah, dogs, be more like dogs. Since you already know the other side, choose this, look at, there's the two. He knows the two exist. He knows he's not having fun over here. You have to be whole, rich in the body, rich in science, rich in meditation, rich in consciousness. Only a whole person is a holy person, according to... I want Zorba and Buddha to meet together. Zorba alone is hollow. His dance has not an eternal significance. It is momentary pleasure. Soon he will be tired of it. Unless you have inexhaustible sources available to you from the cosmos itself, unless you become existential, you cannot become whole. It is my contribution to humanity, the whole person. This guy is whole. Dogs to me are pretty whole, Hi, Luna. She wants a lot of attention right now. And we have the Knight of Discs. Okay, so we have a struggle going on here. Interesting. So the Knight of Discs is the slowest of the knights. The disc is the pentacles. And this is all about harvesting, This is all about like growing this. Yeah, there's wheat on the card. I mean, to grow wheat, you gotta be patient. You gotta take your time. You gotta slowly, nurture the plant, and then it'll eventually reward you with food, with wheat. That's really what the Knight of Discs is about. Let's see, Knight of Discs. The Fire of Earth is the Knight of Discs. Oh. The Knight of Discs is unique among his brother knights. He appears to be the shortest in stature. He rides a workhorse that seems to be more concerned with eyeing the lush grass than with conveying his rider. Yes, he'd rather just chill, go slowly. Like this guy. These guys are probably friends. His helmet is completely raised, and he gazes at the fertile fields and hills, as if in contemplation of harvest, not battle. Yeah, battle isn't fun anymore. His flail dangles near the grasses, suggesting the thrashing of wheat rather than the thrashing of heads, and his shield is a disc that could double as a dish that could hold enough food to feed a village. Am I making this up, or is it because I'm hungry and dinner's late? Not at all. Crowley writes that the function of the Knight of Discs is entirely confined to the production of food. The Knight of Discs keeps his nose to the grindstone and takes little interest in and has little respect for intellectual musings or the finer aspects of culture or civilization. If ill aspected, he will even make ignorance a virtue and take obstinate pride in his own lack of sophistication and subtlety. Davy Crockett, Annie Oakley, and country and western stars Buck Owens, Porter Wagoner, Patsy Cline, and Jim Reeves were all Knights of Discs. So I don't know if that sounds nicer to you, Cancer, to be more in this type of energy than to be in the hard shell. So the hard shell, doesn't need to come out all the time. It only needs to come out when it needs to defend itself. So kind of like a fireman isn't just spraying his hose everywhere just to prove that he can, just to show that he can. He only pulls out his hose and sprays water whenever there's a fire. And when the fire is done and gone, then the hose gets put back. And he doesn't use it again until another fire is out and he needs to put out another fire. So battle, we don't really need to prove that we can battle just to battle. Or even just maybe it's just not fun, to keep battling oneself, especially. So let's see what this is. Oh, love. Yep, that makes perfect sense. See, all of these three homies, I even, without thinking, started grouping these together. And this sounds more like the energy we want to be in. Or you can be, you have a choice, it looks like here. Which one do you want? And even if you choose this one and you fall back to this one here and there, that's okay. New change pattern. New patterns are always hard, Here, let's read. Let's read the Two of Cups. So on the Tree of Life, it's up here above the Abyss, love. The reflection of the one. So if you can imagine all emotions being into one, this would be like the reflection of those emotions, reflecting those emotions back at each other. The Two of Cups. Venus and Cancer. And Venus is about love. The Two of Cups is perhaps the most beautiful of the small cards of the Thoth Tarot. While Harris doesn't completely ignore the color skills, she does give herself room for innovation. The calm green sea, the rose-colored lotuses, and the amber dolphins, or are they koi? Conform nicely, but she breaks rank a bit by giving us this violet sky. This card is magnificently beautiful and a fitting representative of the first manifestation of the element water. It is the energy of water in its best and highest form. That's you, Cancer, and that feels like this too. Just look how wavy that. This looks like a watery card. This might be a Pentacles card, but slow. Look at these waters. Don't feel like they're rushing. They feel like they're just, as fast as gravity. They don't go faster than what they need to. They just go down when they need to. And fill up the cup as they need to, as would need to. So Harris also shows her appreciation of the card by sharing an event involving this card. She was at an exhibition. A little person aged 2, scuttling and crawling, was asked which picture, and straight she went to the number 2 Cups Love. I thought she would forget and asked her again 10 minutes later, and she toddled off to that same picture. That, she said, again. So imagine just looking at all these cards and you saying, which one? That makes me feel nice. That makes me feel nice. I want that. That's what the kid is saying. A 2-year-old. So a 2-year-old can make that decision. You can't do, Cancer, I believe. So because the number 2 is particularly expressive of will, the number 2, that's what this area, this wisdom sphere is about. It's expressive of will. This card might really be renamed Lord of Love Under Will, for that is its full and true meaning. It shows the harmony of the male and the female, the harmony of these two. Interpreted in the largest sense, it is perfect and placid harmony, radiating an intensity of joy and ecstasy. Yeah, you got two choices, Cancer. You can keep fighting, and that's okay. If you need to, still feel like you need to keep leveling up. But it sounds like to me like you're already at a high enough level that you don't need to keep grinding. You can just start choosing to nourish yourself. Choose love, just like that 2-year-old. I think that's really it, Cancer. We'll get some advice from our friendly neighborhood, the Office Oracle deck, made by yours truly. Interesting. So we have meditate. Silencing. You want to silence all this energy of fighting, huh? I also just went straight to a page that said, did I stutter? Meditation. Meditate. Sit down somewhere comfortable and but if you're wearing a dress, cross your legs because nobody wants to see that. Meditate in whatever way is comfortable to you. Just remember the goal is to be quiet and listen. No, I did not say to not think. Be receptive and watch. Watch what you have to say and watch how you react. So watch that fight. Watch what both sides have to say. And that should help. So do whatever kind of meditation helps, but the point is to listen. Listen to this fight. See if it has reason to it, or if we're just stuck in a pattern. Interesting. Whenever I'm about to do something, I think, would an idiot do that? And if they would, I do not do that thing. Yep.